Hey, hi everybody. Hey, Watch Abbott and Stefan. Hey, Chris. It has something. What's going on? Hi, Orange Hand. Is that Leinfelder design dial in the video preview? Boy, you little. No, what I did, remember that? I'll show you what was going on here. I was trying some things, okay? You may remember I was looking at some German poster art, and this sort of a transition era between Art Nouveau and Art Deco. And I thought, well, wow, that's really neat. And so I thought, well, I'll try it out on a watch design. Now, I'm not saying it's the way to go. Even though I know NS something really likes it, it's sort of the Montreal city symbol. But it's something to try. This is good grief. I'm Leinfelder. Whoa, boy, that's cruel. Yeah, I got my printer working. I think I was showing you guys this yesterday. This is the oh God, the Time Here and Time There by Van Cleef our pals. And then here's some other stuff I have. Now, let's see, where am I? I got all kinds of stuff today. It's not insulted right off the bat. Huh. All right. So we try stuff. Okay. Hi, GMT Master. Hey, Krasmir. How are you, Mark? Oh, hey, Mark. Did you get my email? I got the during the live stream yesterday with Edward Milan. Nicholas told me to email him, and I did. And this morning I heard back from him, so all's good on that. Let's see. Watch Abbott. GMT. Let's see what's going on. As I said, reminds me of the Japanese rising sun flag. It does, the old Japanese battle flag. It would, the whole idea is I just tried something out. Okay, now in that something, I want to see something that you've tried out. Everybody knows I have no design skills. Maybe I should go to work for a Leinfelder. Hey, Blaine, how you doing? Yeah, that's what I thought too. What's on my wrist today? Oh, I got on my Beauvais 1930. And the thing of it is with this particular watch, I don't know I have it on. The way that thing wraps, I don't know if you can see it there, but see how the bow and crown just sort of go right around? I don't know if you can see it or not. But it's like super comfortable watch. And check it out. All right. Hey, Abdul, how are you? Thanks, Mark. Mark, did you get my email? By the way, that I forwarded, I sent you on that thing. Hi, Ian. How you doing? Oh boy. Did any of you see that Edward Milan's live stream yesterday? It was, let's see, what time was it? It was 1700. It was 1100 hours our time, 1700 hours Central European time, Switzerland time. So, hi, Dwayne. How you doing? Hi, Sean. Yeah, it's different times around the place. Did anybody see that, or was I the only one taking notes for everyone? Hey, Geezer. Oh boy. Okay. This I haven't heard back yet from Aganor. So I'm going to send them a little note saying, "Hey guys, remember us?" Um, it's been about a week, and I figured, well, if I send him an email tonight, it'll be one of the first ones he gets tomorrow morning. So, okay, hey, Chris, we've been going on and on. You know, there's been a lot of stuff happening, and not much. Okay, you got it. So, okay, yeah, good. Wine party at my house. Okay. You know, that's not so bad. Is that the dates, like the days, the months? I don't know what month it is. Every time I look at my calendar, I'm really surprised. And, so sort of going along. And so July's not going to be too bad. Mark, let me tell you something. I'll tell everybody else too. Uh, Shane, who's one of the guys who we passed around the Rolf Lang to, got it, and he took some pictures of it. Wow, those are great close-ups. And I asked him what he used for it, and there's this microscope you can get that has I guess either a Bluetooth or a Wi-Fi connection to his phone. So you order it, and you get this microscopic camera, and you simply connect it up to your phone, and then you take the microscope, I guess, and put it in different orifices, put it in different places around the movement or wherever else you want to take, and get these incredible close-ups. And so I asked him about it. So he gave me the link on it. So I went to the link, ordered it. It was about $41, I think. Said, okay, you'll have it by July. Now this is just yesterday, I think, or day before yesterday. We got what? It's not gonna get it until July, and it's May. It's early May. But it was a Prime thing. I think maybe it wasn't Prime, but now Primes, you don't get Primes on the second day. You get them in the other week. Today, I had ordered my wife one of these. These things are great. If you don't have one of these, you really need them. They're a combination of a lamp and magnifier, and they're really great I use them for just about everything. I have two of them. My wife has the other one, and I put the other one over here. And when I'm working on my workbench, I put them both on, and so you have an even light from both sides. Great thing to have. This was on Amazon Prime, and I had to order it. It took a week for a 2-day Prime order. Things have changed with that. And then I've been seeing these Prime trucks now. That's another new thing. Something else too that I saw on the news, you may have seen it too, and I may have mentioned it yesterday, I don't know. But they said that after this whole lockdown is finished, that a lot of the businesses are just saying, don't come back to the office, work from home. And here's why. There's two reasons. One, they found out that they could do it. This was one of the things that I thought was going to happen, and I said so a couple of weeks ago. Once they get a system working that they can work from home, man, I tell you, and that the two advantages. One, until this thing is dead and gone with some kind of injection or something, there's going to have to be social distancing. And so let's say if you bring back half your workforce and you have them all spaced out, but let's say you bring them all back and half or 3/4 stay home, then the ones that have to come in can be distanced. And I think so, with the watch companies, and I'm starting to see a lot of collaborations, both with yesterday in the talk, Moser was talking about all these collaborations. And so I mean, things I think are going to be very different after this. I really do. But I've been saying this for 20 years, ever since years ago, they used to, before they had browsers like this, they had something called Gopher. And this was back in, I think it was 94 back then. And so I figured out how to use Gopher. And I found the train schedule between London and Cambridge. And so I was planning to go and visit my son. And so I used that. I thought this was the greatest thing in the world. And then Netscape came out a little later with a graphic one with Netscape Navigator. And of course, that was around until Bill Gates killed it. Blaine, yes, no problem on emailing me. Let me give you guys two things. Okay, hang on one second. Let me get it real quick. Okie doke. Okay. All right. The link I'm going to send you, and Blaine, this is especially for you, but it's for everybody. If you want to send in a collection, a picture of collections for a review, or you want to contact me directly by email, and so I put everything into a video, so I make it easy. So here's the video, bingo, and that's that. Hi, Mr. Gumby. Let's see, what's going on? Hi, Clyde, how are you? Wouldn't the French brands be better at collaborating? Clyde, I like the French. I'm a Francophile. Of course, I like the British too, and I like it. I don't think every time I go someplace, I find something that I like, and you know, people, I don't know, they look for the wrong things. Okay, hey Glenn, how are you? You are a bit late. It's okay. Hey Bruce, how you doing? Collab technology has come a long way, so it makes good business sense for sure. You know, Watch Habit, it's made good business sense for a long time. You know, when you look at Amazon, they started back in 2000 or so, and they were just doing books, and now they're doing everything. And but you know, a lot of people took them. You know, a lot of people sort of got shot down because they weren't paying attention. Hi, Raj, how you doing? I'll never be dead and gone. It will go into hibernation underground with the rats. What? Jesus. Raj, don't go down there in hibernation with the rats. I requested extended stay at home since they gave us an option of partial halftime at work or not. Oh, that's good. I am at home today in mild, with mild COVID symptoms. Ooh, Mr. Gumby, be careful. Had a swab test at home waiting results. Fairly sure just a mild cold. Hope so. Let us know if you're going to be okay, all right? That stuff is so serious. You know, they've been finding there's really weird stuff with kids who get it, and they really get it's bad for them. Of course, I'm worried about myself being a kid, but also my grandchildren. I'm really worried about it. Okay, hi, Crosses. Okay, here everything is open again. Glenn, is that in Austria? Hi, Jeffrey. How are you? Yeah, you're late. Okay. Have a word with you. Got my coffee and chocolate get all over my mug. Anyway, so let's take a look at this. This is the AGH 60249. I think that's the right number. But this is a movement that's in the and this is the dial side, not the the movement side. I'll call it. They're both a movement, but I mean this is the dial side instead of the balance side. I'll put it that way. Now, this is where I got the idea from. Is that these two discs are jumping hours, and so all you got to do, and this is my reasoning, not theirs, is remove one of these and then leave another one. So down here, and then angle it like this, and this thing is, you can now have the jumping hour here at 6 o'clock. And trying to see, I'm not positive, but I think right here, that little guy right there, I think that's the post for the hand, which then on ours is going to traverse across this way. Which I'm really hoping, and of course, until I hear from Nicholas, I'm not going to know, nor will I know how much it is. This is how come it's like we got plenty of time to plan and plan and plan. 8,000 infected and 300 dead in Prague. Oh man, that's terrible. I really like Prague. There's, but I'll tell you, compared to the Czech Republic, they had a plan and they executed it very well. And there's like 10 million population in the Czech Republic, which is the same for Sweden, where I have, my ancestors, a lot of them are from there. In fact, living relatives are there. And what they did, they just said, well, let's try it this way. Given the countries that Czech Republic and Sweden are the same size, Sweden had 10 times the number of COVID-19 deaths as the Czech Republic. So as bad as it looks in Prague, not as bad as a lot of other places. One of the things that it just, makes things really clear is that the COVID virus doesn't have legs on it. Okay, it's not like jump on you like a tick or something. It's the only thing that will move it are people who have it, or animals, or bugs, and it moves through the air. And if people don't get together, it's not going to spread as fast. They had a guy on TV last night who was a doctor who was, he was one of these guys who was like super safe and everything. He got on an airplane. The next thing he knows, he's in intensive ward on a ventilator. And he was wearing a mask and everything else. So this is why they're worried about, if we undo this stuff too quickly, there'd be a problem. But I think, you can't say, well, we're not going to have any business. No country can say that. So I think, though, the use of distance, marketing distance, learning distance, everything is a very good thing. It's lonely, though. Good grief. And, my wife and I, we hang out together, but, a lot of people are alone. Like our next door neighbor, his family is gone. They live, somewhere else here in town, but, they try to stay away from each other because of this thing. So now when we go back, now this is how it directly affects watches. I've got a feeling that with collectors, collectors can only afford so much before we go broke. We're going to go broke. There's no doubt about that, but it's a matter of time. And it's one of the things I'm thinking of is that I was going to suggest to Agenor, I said, look, why don't you guys make a series of collectors movements for people like us? We're stuck at home. Our wives are going crazy with us, trying to do anything. Oh my God. That's I had a plumbing problem and I got to fix it myself. We have a wonderful plumber, but the word is, so I've been doing plumbing in the meantime. But the point is this, is that this is after this whole thing is over, there's going to be a lot more just for economic reasons, distance stuff. A Fifth Avenue shop to set up a watch store or Madison Avenue in New York. Those things are thousands and thousands of dollars a month. And before you make a nickel selling a watch, you've got to sell a lot of other ones just to pay for the location, for the everything, parking, just you name it. And it makes less and less sense. And people who live out in Squash Dog or someplace like that in the middle of nowhere, they're not going to be going there anytime soon anyway. But they may want to order something online, and that's becoming more and more available. I think that it's like if you're a manufacturer and you have a product, you have to, it's going to cost you so much. The added costs that you may have would be shipping. Okay, you're shipping it wholesale to somebody else, and they get it, and then they distribute it to watchmakers. We'll take a movement company. If you have a movement company like Agenor, you're going to have them probably deal with like one specific client at a time and develop something for them. And they have. You can take a look at looking at their. If you go to the Agenor homepage, it's agenor.ch, and you go under and you click realizations. It shows everything that they've done. This is where I got this picture from. And the thing of it is that if you're just dealing with onesies in terms of clients, you're not going to increase a whole lot. On the other hand, let's say that they create our movement the way we want it, or a simple three-hander. That was the other option. They do that, and people see our watch and say, gee, how do I get one of those? You order a movement from Agenor, all right? You get your case. And so it's a matter of like looking for options where people have, we'll put it this way, champagne taste and beer budgets, that they can begin to do this. Now, this is not something that's typically done. The Chinese are making money hand over fist with these $25 movements that I've been using, and but there are other options that nobody seems to have even thought about. And I think that if we have a lot of fun with this, and other people say, "Gee, I'd like one too," that's good for Agenor or whoever we buy it from. Right now, they're acting like it's, oh, well, we've got to do this, we've got to do that, and we'll ignore a few emails and stuff. Man, I tell you, that's not the way I'd run a business, and I haven't in the past. It's simply always adjusting to the customer. You don't adjust to, some bean counter comes out and tells you something. I was the bean counter, so on that. Okay, sorry guys. Hello, now Shed, how you doing? They were supposed to open next week. Now it's the week after next. It's just stupid. They are making the school prepare for nothing. They won't reopen a few weeks left. More and more schools here, the largest state university system in the country, some 20 state universities is the California State University system, and they're not opening up. Their summer school, it's going to be online. The fall semester is going to be online. And they really had a very heavy what's called the hybrid courses before all of this started. And the reason they had it was that traffic in LA is so bad. Any of you guys you're probably not from LA, you'd be in bed right now. But anyone, if you're in LA, if you've ever driven in LA, it's sort of like a traffic jam, bumper to bumper gridlock that moves at 80 miles an hour. And you better know how to drive if you drive in LA. And but this was really a problem. They say now this is the first time they've been able to see the San Gabriel Mountains in years. Oh, there are mountains there. I never knew that. And this is another thing is I think it's showing up. I think there are going to be some very positive air quality things. I mean, extremely positive. I know, we're getting blossoms and stuff. My latest, I have to go out and gather my lilac, while they're around. But I've never had so many blooms. I mean, all of our pear tree and cherry tree and apple trees, everything is going nuts. The peach tree, and I think it's because of the lack of air pollution, and we live in the country where there's not that much to begin with, but there's even less now. And so, given all of these things, the going back again to, oh, good, now we can have all of our pollution and everything else. They may say, wait a minute, let's stop and think a second. This is what we might want to think about is moving more and more stuff online. Instead of having people drive to work, we'll have them do the work from home. They got my, we'll buy them a workbench and we'll send them an iBosch to work on. We'll get the stuff done. The amount of time that people spend commuting and getting ready for work and getting dressed for work, especially with women don't have to put on their makeup. They can stay home and sit in their pajama bottoms all day if they want to, or anything else. And so these things and what they're finding, they're just as productive. This is what's interesting about it. So I think we're in for a whole lot of changes when everything comes back. Here in Europe, many businesses will go bankrupt. Yeah, that's happened. That's going to happen here too, Glenn. The economy is already slow, and unemployment in France, Belgium, and Spain. Spain had been hit before. They were just recovering. A friend of mine in Spain has, at some point, he became the guy to deal with, he's teaching English. And he was telling me about this, and suddenly he's the director of all of their online stuff. And pretty soon that's going to be, if not the majority, it may be all of their educational thing, because it's just simply a form of communication. Let's see what else is going on. Legal actually came right out and said it was for that reason. Okay, what's going on? It is exactly for daycare purposes. Yeah, daycare is. I'm glad our kids are growing. If I had kids right now and I were stuck at home with them, I may be less generous about the whole idea of distance learning and distance work. But that's a reality. The kids aren't too happy with their parents as being teachers, and the parents aren't happy doing it. So it's there's some things like that. My commute is 40 minutes, at home 2 minutes. The Molochs will soon be in charge. You mean they're not already in charge, Blaine? But also the people that getting unemployment benefits cost the government a lot of money. Where do you think the money came from in the first place? It's like, they say, they're spending our tax money on us. It's sort of nuts. Oh boy. Hang on.
One moment. I don't see an app for that. You'll need to download.
My Siri had the bad manners to butt in, so it got turned off. Okay. Yeah. What I'm hoping is that there'll be a lot of good changes that come out of this. There's been some reports of past pandemics, what has happened afterwards. Look what I've had to do. Okay, guys. Well, listen. It's 8:30. I didn't mean to get so far off the topic, but sort of hard in the middle of a pandemic not to talk about it and the effects it's going to have on the watch industry. As promised, okay, I will contact Agenor this evening. I want to do it this evening because I don't want them to try to rush through something. At the end of the day, it's like 6 hours later in Switzerland, and so I'll do it this evening. So it'll be early in the morning, so see it and have the whole day. I just want to beat the weekend. That's, nothing's going to happen over the weekend. I don't know. Maybe it does. We can't tell the difference between days anyway. So anyway, if you want, you're invited to this afternoon. I want to thank you all for coming. I want everybody to be safe and take care.